Hello everyone, we are back with again one topic, sources of finance. Now we are planning to start a business. Obviously, for quick route start, I have to pay for my franchisee, license and other part. So let us get some information how I can go for finance. So I'm Shamli Sharma from SAS Institute of Management. Today we are having a very interesting topic. Let's talk something, you know, with regards to finance. What is finance? Finance is basically a monetary term which is required, which is required to access the organization or to run a business with a good circular flow of money. This is what finance. Obviously, now I am about to purchase a franchisee license, as I have discussed in my previous video that I'm starting my own cafe. Okay, so everything is guided, and also I got four concept. So now for any of these four concept I required a proper amount of finance. Okay, so that is what an initial start, or we can say additional financing to our business in order to improvise with our product or services, our infrastructure. Okay, so let's move ahead. Sources of finance means we are also having sources of finance basis on time, long term. What does it actually sounds of? See, long term funds means when we are holding debentures, securities, bonds, then we are having shares, equity shares, preference shares. That's a long term or long gain access. Medium terms basically when we are going for short term loan, from any financial institute. Then we are having the sources of venture capital, equity shares. Short term comes where it is a minimum period where we get it from our working capital, our payables, customers, suppliers, vendors, and all. So this is what sources of finance based on time. Ownership and control. Owned and borrowed. Now, what do you mean by own? Obviously, capital, preference, equity, then bonds, securities. That is what owned, and borrowed when the retained capital, retained capital, payables or credit one. It is what a borrowed one, which I required for my business for a particular time being, and then I'll return it on. So this is what basis on ownership and control. As well as this all funding depend upon the structure of your business. See, if it is sole proprietor, it's okay, no divide and rule ratio. But when it goes with any merger, acquisition, or franchisee part, or ancillation, so at that particular time, while agreementation, there is a particular ratio which is decided upon, and on that percentile, whenever we are borrowing funds or when we are acquiring from any third resources, so there is a kind of exchange according to that one. For example, equity, if I am investing, I'll take against equity of your organization, and on that particular percentage I will be earning my revenue, or I will be regaining my invested amount. So that is also one part in business which is very commonly performed and observed, and it is also going within a successful peak. There is increase in investment amount of business nowadays. Then we are having basis on source of generation, internal and external. Internal depends upon the ownership, your equity capital, then bonds, dividend, your security. And external depends upon the borrowing, working capital, retained profit, retained earning. That is what the external source of funding. So I guess three initial concept, the sequence that bases on time, bases on ownership, control, sources of generation. These are very common concepts which are used in business for finance. So by this, here we are to end up our particular slide, and I guess the topic is quite clear, understood very defined manner, that how sources of funding or finance arise in a business. It also depend upon the nature and characteristic. It also depend upon the situation which the business and market sustain. Thank you.